Side Minnesota, can they keep that fire underneath?
Let's go.
Again. This time accuracy. Lynn started thing off for the first couple.
They had a replay for map 1 because Minnesota's game crashed.
But Awakening has not slowed down at all. He put 5 minutes into this guy's back pocket. He's saying, I'm fine with it. Let's get this thing going.
But the only thing that's a little bit scary now and different is that the subliners are instantly able to flip those spawns over towards Mannequin. So they are on the preferred side to hold down this cafe. Hills, Sip cut down street. Linz gets cut down as well by Skies. And now with only 25 seconds left, you're going to force Minnesota to once again try to hold P2 from Palace side, with New York holding every single second so far in this P1.
Nice shots from Linz over the middle of the map. Wanted Sib over the top of the tank. Will not be allowed an opportunity, as Sib will double up, and that'll be enough for New York to start putting a bit of a threat on rotation while soaking up the scrap. ROKKR will still have the preferred setup to start. Most of it starting with Awakening here frontside street.
Yeah, Awakening's in a crucial position right here. Get some info. Players are starting to be aggressive up towards the broken side, but just want to play his life as long as he can. You have the subliners sending 2 players up through the courtyard. You usually don't see flanks coming in on this hill, but Kismet, he's going to put himself into the position to take down Linz. Even though they're still spawning in the back, Minnesota still holding from the front. Big weight came to play today.
Dude, it's like the online phase never had happened. He is channeling everything, and with some confidence, as Sib is the next one in line, lots of damage comes through, but Kismet saves the
Awakening. Minnesota was up 100 points, and now they have to replay the entire match.
Only player here for New York, he would have to do it himself, and he does. A double from behind, and that'll be enough for New York to at least contest the hard point.
That's not a good play right there from Hydra. We're talking about 30 seconds left on this P2 HP. You go for the flank, and now all of your teammates are spawning alongside you over towards the Palace side. So you basically gift this Minnesota ROKKR free rotation over towards bathroom. But as I say that, subliners, they get a couple kills. Now it's only falls into the hands of Linz. He's just trying to stay alive as long as he can to his teammates to reinforce.
Good finesse at this point. Okay, Skies, perfect. And that'll be enough for ROKKR to now own numbers on rotation with help from Vivid through mid-street. So, like you had already kind of compiled together, subliners taking a lot of extra time to get through mid-map, and that's enough for ROKKR to reclaim the lead.
Now they're just going to take their time. See Kismet working his way slowly but surely up through the Mannequin side. They know that at least 2 players from Minnesota are spawning out, so they're just trying to win these trades in towards the hill. They start off with at least 2. The last play they got to take care of is Vivid. He's playing his life as much as he can, but he eventually gets cut down. And already, subliners find the break over towards the bathroom side. And you already have Hydra off the rotation.
Super annoying play from Sib just to stay front courtyard like that forever. So now ROKKR going to concede the back 30, make their rotation up through street over towards Treehouse side. Awakening be the first one here. Accuracy right there with it. This is the tempo that we had not seen from ROKKR before. And Awakening puts Skies down over through DVD Alley. Trophy will get set up, and ROKKR will win rotation.
Now ROKKR are fully set up to get themselves back into this game and potentially chain it over towards that Palace Hill again. So subliners currently up by 30 points. This Treehouse Hill is not easy to break. Subliners just trying to hit a route. You see what Skies is currently trying to do. Just flip those spawns, because it was a full 60 hold before the replay started for Minnesota ROKKR. If you're subliners, we got to at least be on the right side of the map.
A couple of kills come through for the subliners. A chance to hit from the front while also manipulate the spawns, with Skies already setting himself up for new at 42 seconds to play. Little finesse over the old time, though, as Linz tries to lock down Kismet, not quite able to find him in time. Hydra now to reinforce for this 2v1 break attempt. And Skies is going to be in a 1v1 with accuracy at new. So once again, the war is being fought on 2 fronts. New York only able to contest the time at old, still waiting for this 1v1 to develop.
Man, Skies versus accuracy is such a crucial kill. If accuracy is able to pick up this one, Minnesota will get a full 60 over towards the Palace. Basically,
they spawn there too.
It's all on Skies. Now 3 players from Minnesota in position to try to locate where he is, but that last player spawns all the way across the map. So Skies gets 1, but now his teammates are here to make something happen.
Game of Worlds Waldo. Can you find the rest of the remaining ROKKR members nearby? Kismet, the one on the hunt, dead silence. Gets surprised by Awakening. Now Hydra trying to follow up. Able to confirm at least 1 trade, but looking for the second. Awakening still in position. Vivid looking to assist. 2v2 for the time. New York in for now. And with just Vivid left to find Hydra right behind him. Little ring around the rosy. Someone find each other. Vivid following. But eventually the subliners collect the kill, and with that also the hard point.
And now this 40 seconds look like it's going to be locked up for New York. Way to just play it patient, find all the kills that you needed to influence those spawns for Minnesota all the way across the map. But they start off with the initial 2 kills. They're going to probably put more pressure on this hill. You don't want to give up this full 40 seconds to the subliners. And as they're doing that, they're getting cut down off of pinches. Kismet and Sip combined for 2. Subliners going to find themselves up by about 45 points going into the second rotation of hills.
And even though Awakening has had a good reset, still 12-8, we talked about it, Skies already performing at a much more realistic level than what we saw for the online phase, just 9-9 to this point. going over towards P1 once again. Skies, first one here. Finessing, not quite able to take down Linz. Trades are good, and with that, ROKKR will open up the hill.
Yeah, ROKKR started off with this initial timing towards a P1. Such a close back and forth game that we have on our hands, but gets mixy around this cafe. Linz starts it off with 2. Linz finds 3. Eventually does get shut down on that cruise missile streak. So not going to be able to earn that, but Minnesota slowly climbing their way back into this game. Only 40 seconds left on P1.
Great angle from Sim, also making sure no one rotates over.
That was crazy. What the heck?
There to meet him,
He fried him in like 2
so
shots.
Once again, favorable in the kill feed, but they do get pushed out of the hard point, just down to Wake. Can he once again do it all himself? On the cross, able to find Skies and says, no need to take this challenge. Let's get some extra time and bring this game back to level terms.
You're going to be able to take the lead as well because already subliners are not on the preferred side. So you want to challenge the cafe as much as you can so you can try to flip these spawns. And the Skies in his position already rotated over towards Broken. You now have to get past that first line of defense. Awakening trying to sniff him out. We're going to have to jump up, but Linz with the assistance. So Minnesota already in the advantage. They can grow the lead right now.
Kismet by himself. Absolutely nobody nearby, although help is on the way. Just not going to get here in time. Construction opens up. Awakening again on another spree, this time at 3. Tally, but does get taken down. New York all fighting from the backside of this hard point. 50-50 fights over the top of the tank, and accuracy letting them have it. Can't quite get the trophy system down, so everything stays neutral. We're still in an 8-point game.
Yeah, and if you're Minnesota, it's good to just keep them in this trap. You're not really fighting for this time because you know that bathroom hill, you will continuously spawn them over towards the backside of Palace. You just continuously winning these gunfights, but trades are continuing to go back and forth. So a whole lot of continuing right there, and there's only 25 seconds left on this P2. The pistol comes out, not good enough to get the job done.
This hill is crappy,
sure
bro.
It's only been like 5 seconds taken from this hill.
Dude, the game clock is winning this hard point right now. Finally, accuracy will jump in for the scrap. New York spawning over towards Palace are trying to cut over through courtyard side, but Vivid is right in place and absolutely tearing them apart. Accuracy right there alongside, so ROKKR control the tempo once again on rotation, which is not something New York is familiar to feeling.
And now New York are forced to break in one of the most unbreakable hills in this bathroom because you have to cross right in front of these lines of sights. And if you're Minnesota, just simply hold down this street side, have a player contest in towards the cafe, but they're losing his initial gunfights. It all falls into the hands of Vivid and Awakening. Vivid drop. Now what can Big Wake get done?
ROKKR are completely outside of the hard point. Awakening just finessing as much as he can, and Big Wake is starting to elevate to Giga Wake. Now around the same total we had before. Let's
we have some COD this weekend, dude.
Are sounding as they try to hold.
He's low under the stairs.
Oh, DVD got me.
Don't get 190. Don't get 190.
Okay. I spawned back right.
Nathan. I'm named it back. I have to throw back.
Okay. Oh, he's on the broken car. On the broken car, Caesar. Nice. They're all 3 by new area then.
No. He's aiming.
Hold the time.
He's gonna go DVD.
I'll kill mid-tank. Mid-tank weak. He's going diner, front diner. Listen, don't let him get to 190 or we gotta play for the spawn.
Yeah, he's so far diner.
Nice.
I'm gonna go make
One's gonna be low.
Low weak, Caesar.
He's on their side time. On the ledge, on the window ledge, on the ladder ledge. Nice. Get that time.
Yeah, they're gonna I'm going left, bro.
Yeah, I'm going left. Nice.
One shot. Yeah, I can go ladder. Nice.
Tower one bullet.
He's so bad tank.
Heard it in the listen, and ROKKR very committed to trying to play to finesse that old time, but they also are very aware we cannot allow New York to get to a certain tally, otherwise we very well could lose the game here at Palace. Is the cushion enough? That's the question.
I think it's good enough to at least have a tie game at the end of this hill. Subliners are not able to hold down a full 60 over towards the treehouse side, and now Minnesota are putting themselves in a position to already find the break in towards Palace. They can win it here. So if you are the subliners, the last 2 players here, you have to find a couple kills. Hydra and Skies, they combined for 2. So now there's only 1 player left from Minnesota. It's going to be Lynn. He takes
got
out
one.
but New York reinforced back into the HP.
No one else for ROKKR going to be able to contest this. So like you had already kind of assumed, we're going to have a real tight game rotating into our third set of hills. It's just down to can New York start to find success in the first two, because to this point, they really have been empty on time on these first two hills.
Yeah, this first hill has been causing mayhem for the subliners. Minnesota just trading more efficient. Now subliners going to find themselves down by about 20 points. Have to be forced to find a break in towards P1. Multiple trophies going to go down. That nade is not going to get any information. So what can Kismet do? Sliding right on in to try to get this first kill.
First trophy denied, but there's still so many left, and it's Wake who meets him at the back door. He's going to get 3 of the 4. Oh,
4 dead.
Popping out for all of it, but here comes
That's 4 dead.
232, 190.
They spot. Look at the spots.
From playing over towards the left side of the map, they need to find the kills, and they need to find them quick.
Why do they spawn right behind
They
them?
at least have one person in the point, and it's going to be Kismet. He's staying alive as long as he can. He
No
finds those
shot,
initial
bro.
Kills, make it 3. He cannot get the 4th though onto Linz, and
Should be
Minnesota
game.
10 points away from being those map.
That should be game.
Zip trying to get in through the side door. Kills looking decent. Vivid pops right back inside. Tried to pre-forward the back door. 243 is where it stops. New York able to clean up the last couple of kills. ROKKR now need to make a decision. Do you want to play fully for rotation, or do you try to want to get the last 7 seconds? They're committing 3 players to trying to get it done right here, but the contest time, it may have been good enough. Just a couple of seconds between what's left of the hard point versus going towards New, and New York are here first.
And New York are here first,
This-
and they also have
this
one
is
player
getting
that's got
wild.
on a free pinch, so he's going to be able to find a couple kills on the back end. Subliners are finding all the kills at the right time. Minnesota not spawning on the preferred side. When you talk about this P2, they need to get a break. The tax
This
need
is
to be
getting
good.
wild.
They need to be hitting, and you have to get past Hydra because he's holding it down with that AR.
Explosions all over the construction side, but it's the subliners finding the kills. Hydra playing backside tank. Still one member on the hard point, soaking up time for New York, who can 100% still try to win this here. But Minnesota start to find the kills. Hydra, last one left alive, has to stop ROKKR from finding any entry, but he gets completely cut down.
That's crazy. At least they won, man. That, like, the game crash probably could have freaking ruined that entire game. That's insane.
Let me tell you right now, Alan, when you're in a series, the Christmas break, it's been working.
This is map 2. Minnesota versus New York. Search and destroy on Karachi, it looks
on
like.
this Minnesota team, but playing a map and a half worth of invasion, looking good throughout all of it. It's definitely opening up some eyes. So we'll see what Vivid can do. You kind of saw the real glimpse right there versus LAG. He looked unbelievable. Can they find ways to replicate? It'll be New York on the offense first.
And New York are going to play this one a little bit slower because you have no trophy system
Nade.
systems to work with, and it leads to Awakening finding that first blood over the top of the building onto Hydra. So now the subliners in a 3v4 situation. Have to slow on down. Try to read the way Minnesota are setting up on their defenses. Try to work some kind of information in their favor.
A little bit of intel from Sky's accuracy playing bottom sandbags. That will be transmitted. But in a 3v4, losing out on a lot of the middle of the map, what does New York even have to work with? And the answer is not very much. Vivid able to find a follow-up. Kismet hunting for Awakening, and there will be no second engagement there as Minnesota will just hold the 4v2 numbers.
Yeah, 2v4. Kismet position now known. As Linz eventually takes down Sips, so now it's all up to Kismet, the Bulldog. He's got the bomb in his back pocket, but it's going to be a 1v4 for him to try to clutch up and take this first round. Couple shots coming in, but eventually walks right into the preem of the rest of the Minnesota players. And they started off with the first
round.
blood. You just said it. Yep. Get the first blood, you get the W.
And that's just good. Again, pre-planning for Minnesota, lots of nade spam through the middle of the map, which New York has often loved to take right off the get-go. So yeah, perfect for Minnesota. Everything going to plan to this point. Can they find success in their offense? We just saw the stats for it. It has not been particularly great in really them trying to play around the objective. They're always looking for kills, but not often getting the bomb planted.
And the good thing for us is that we actually casted their last match of the opening qualifiers. And the way that they love their attacking rounds usually was on the back of Linz. He's aggressive up through the middle of the map. He tries to play for anyone being aggressive over towards that B bomb, and he also turns into that island player if anything hits the fan. But for Minnesota, all out pressure towards A, and New York aren't ready for this.
Really quick tempo hit. Kismet trying to rotate over to get into Diner, but Vivid with under the cover of smoke.
Alright, so they smoke and instantly plant.
And Kismet will at least find one kill, can't quite get away. So the post-plant setup now in play, 3v3 we go.
You have accuracy who's watching that long flank. He's able to take down Hydra, so instantly a 3v2. Position now known. The last two Subliners players, they jump up into red. Accuracy finds a second. Again, it's Skies now left in a 1v3 with 25 seconds left.
If you would have told me at the beginning of this match, Jay, that ROKKR was going to come out and outpace New York Subliners, I would have called you crazy. But
Minnesota's looking good, dude.
Right now. Love the gut check call in the first opening offense to say, we're going quick, and we're just going to try to stick to get that bomb planted as soon as possible.
And that's where the homework comes into play right there, because we saw all of last week. The bomb site for Minnesota ROKKR was that B site. Every single time in their attack, that's where they were going. Subliners were probably prepared for that, but when you catch them off guard, going over towards that A, instantly putting the bomb down, winning the trade battle, accuracy watching your flank, Minnesota on point right now in their search and destroy.
Next hit for New York. Well, let's continue to be focused over the middle of the map. Sure seems to be, but look at this defensive setup for ROKKR. So much aggression playing through barrels. Vivid sees the trophy system, knows that there are members nearby, and it's Awakening to help him out. Bomb carrier will drop in an early 4v3 again for ROKKR.
And now Vivid's just going to reposition himself, find another kill through the
Got
top
another
AC, and they shut down Hydra. Hydra so far is not having a good time in this search and destroy. And now Minnesota find themselves up in the 3v2 advantage. Bomb going to be down towards the middle of the map. Left up to the Bulldog and Skies. It's not that much time to work with. You have to at least find one kill because you don't want to play this bomb towards B.
Yep.
So many different angles you have to check.
I mean, you know that accuracy is going to be sitting somewhere over towards the B side of the map, just comes down to where. And because of that little scuffle over through the middle of the map, Linz has floated around, and now again it's kind of a question mark here for New York. There's just no information anywhere for the Subliners.
And if you are Minnesota, you're gaining every ounce of information that you need to, and accuracy finding that kill. Now you know where the pressure's coming in. And
Minnesota's looking good.
Final on the back of another first blood out of Awakening. Minnesota have been able to chain 3 rounds in a row. If I'm Subliners, let's not move up the spawn for a little bit. Let's just take 5 seconds extra, because these nades are really changing the game right now.
Especially from the offensive side. Unreal. I don't think anyone would have had this on their bingo card. Not through a map and a half so far. 3-0 start. You got to keep in mind that this was another one of those maps that these two teams played against each other. The tally last time was Subliners 6-3 over ROKKR, but
Minnesota
at the moment, it is all Minnesota all the time. Accuracy still holding on to a 4-0 start.
So about me stuffing my
As the bomb
nose.
gets collected, nades go mid, and it looks like ROKKR
Got a little cold.
focus over towards B, but
Ooh,
Kismet
maybe I got another
has
one
that lands right in Linz's lap. So for the first time in a while, Subliners will have early numbers.
Subliners start off with that initial kill. Big kill to take down Linz as well, and finally Hydra is able to spawn on in. Takes down accuracy. Vivid there for the trade, but Subliners in the advantage. Only a minute left up on the clock. Vivid going to be that bomb carrier, but Subliners know where that pressure is going to be. They're trapping him in towards the chicken coop.
There's a lot of space potentially to get on over towards B. The only one in the way would be Skies at the moment, but Hydra playing over towards top mid. Kismet around the back. Okay, there you go. Full surround like you already said.
There it
Completely
is.
enveloped the play. Nowhere for ROKKR to go, and New York get on the board.
It's good stuff to get that first blood onto Linz, who's the aggressor up through the middle of the map. Once you shut him down, you know the rest of Minnesota, they're going to slow on down because they don't have any information of any players crossing over towards the B site. And at that point, you just allow Hydra to maneuver his way around the middle of the map, find the second kill, and then sets up the Bulldog for the final. Subliners on the back of the first blood, win the round.
Can they start to find any success on offense? Have to have it, and you would think sooner rather than later. So can they find something here? Like you already kind of suggested, let's just stay back a little bit, not get naded. That might be step number 1. This time, though, 3 members over towards tires, and yep, everyone just kind of draws a line in the sand, and almost the delayed nades come through. Hydra still just trying to dance for his life a little bit as finally all the utility expires.
And not a single player from the Subliners are in a position to watch anyone cross over towards bridge, so Accuracy's going to find himself in this position again. And he can be the deciding factor to make something happen, and he does it just in time. Finds the first, lines it up with the Kobe, already a 4v2.
And just no one able to get into the face of Accuracy. You saw the stuns for New York going over the top. Didn't hit. Accuracy is just planted up. Says, come and get me if you can. Holy cow. Minnesota, 4-1 start. And really, even the round they lost, I mean, I would even say they've really been in an uncomfortable spot yet.
Yeah. They really haven't, because that defense right there is perfect. You get all the teammates to come over to top side of chicken coop. Everyone's one shot. No one's going to challenge the right side and watch across the lower bomb. So Accuracy gets all that info, and he puts himself in a great position to find the initial 2 kills. And pretty sure, what, is he working towards a cruise missile? Potentially? No, he's on a 2, so he actually did fall. But Minnesota, they're just flawless right now.
4-1.
New York have not had an answer.
We're going to get another round 1 hit right here. Quick attack over towards A possibly. Linz mid-map. Called up that one earlier, Jay. Kismet did his homework as well. Nade will land, and Kismet will tally what I believe is his third first blood, actually. He has been all over the place with these nades, and ROKKR kind of have to take a bit of a pause as they try to figure things out.
Gotta take your time now. Most aggressive player does get shut down, so down to 3v4. The initial push was gonna go over towards that A site, but now Vivid has to work his way around the map. Accuracy, still trying to spot anyone over towards this B bomb, but do they know the positioning right now is Sib as he's getting aggressive up through Chicken Coop?
Well, they can actually just go right by him. Sib is going to get aggressive over towards market side, but they find Kismet. So now all of a sudden you've got some rogue players on both sides as Sib will eventually make his presence known. Accuracy to drop. Tough gunfight versus Awakening. Tags on both sides. And it looks like that aggressive game of tag will come to a bit of a reset.
But it's still Vivid in a position. I thought he was going to go for the flank onto Skies, but Skies turns at the right time. Now it's all up to Awakening in the 1v3. Get some info on at least one player, but with only 25 seconds left, the bomb's all the way across the map. You stand no chance in hell at that one. Subliners, again, off the back of the first blood by the Kobe from Kismet, win another round.
Yeah, and I think a good decision from Sib as well, just to get a read saying, uh-oh, we have a lot of pressure through mid. Maybe I can sneak behind this Minnesota offense, and it does eventually work out to isolate. Okay. So New York putting them together here and there, but again, offensively, they haven't had anything to work with yet. And now, instead of just saying it'd be nice to have it, you have to have it. You don't want to go down 5-2.
They are the best attacking team in Search and Destroy that we had.
Yep.
They get the most bomb plants down. They're great on the post-plant situation. They just haven't had a situation where they can get it down because Minnesota are picking them apart early into these rounds. But down 4-2. Let's switch up the game plan. No one through the little map. Let's go all out towards red, and Linz is going to be here.
Huge pause across the entirety of the map for New York. No one going to be tagged up by any nades. Thing is, on the same shoe, New York will have no idea how far Minnesota may be playing. Linz in particular, over towards bus side, holds off on the trigger discipline, catches one front side desk. Now it's on the hunt for Hydra. Just comes down to, do you get a read on this positioning? Because help is on the way, and New York will stay alive in the 3v3.
They're just trying to fight. They know that Linz is very, very close to the engagements, and Accuracy finds
seems
one.
like a
Linz
solid
is there
player.
for the trade. Hydra now left in the 1v2 situation.
I think the first time ever watching him play.
Gets the first. It's a 1v1 now.
Okay. Should have an idea that Linz is still playing over towards Diner side. Hydra going to take his time to get a little bit of elevation in the mix. Bomb down, though, at the feet of Linz. So it's all about the decision making. Hydra still is dead silent, still has all of his utilities, so he could try to finesse, but there's only 25 seconds left.
Yeah, and Linz doesn't have to do anything. He knows the bomb is down over towards A. He has the cross set up as well. The time is just starting to tick. If you're Hydra, you have to either find this kill or work this bomb plan, and Linz is going to be ready for it.
Here we go. Linz playing right on top. Hydra gets a look at him. Oh, and it was a good look. But Linz posted up, and you can see the smile. It's like, all right, I got you guys, I got you. And now the looming of a 5-2 tally in favor of ROKKR, possibly going 2-0 up in this series.
That's insane, man.
That was a ballsy
That
move
is
because he
insane.
literally,
I wasn't
he either
expecting
seen
Minnesota
him
to come
cross
out
or
and be so polished the way they are in this series so far.
he was just
Great
playing
in
the
opening
chow
map
for the
one,
bomb.
Even after the reset, they still get it done. And now you're beating one of the best Search and Destroy teams in the game. Up 5-2, could potentially close it out 6-2. The rookie's playing great, Accuracy's playing great. Multiple first bloods on their side, just one round away. Do they decide to go back over towards that A push? No, we're going back to the old reliable. Let's get this trophy down towards B. Let's get this bomb down.
Defense for New York still lurking over towards the A side of the map. Linz trying to make whatever noise he possibly can, while the rest of ROKKR just waiting to see if there's any intel that Linz can find here through mid, and he'll find Sib. 4 kills straight for Linz, and now all of a sudden New York need to decide, is that actually where the hit is? Because in this 4v3, they are stuck at mid-map.
Just gotta post up, but at least with that smoke, you get some information that the bomb is definitely going down over towards B. Actually gonna be play to watch over Vivid as he goes for that bomb plant, but it's already down. Accuracy finds one, it's a 4v2.
And Linz could just cut off this pinch, no worries. New York would have to put together a bit of a miracle here in this 2v4 retake. Kismet will drop, and now the hunt is
There it
on.
is.
And Minnesota ROKKR.
Minnesota, man.
Holy
They're looking good.
Smokes, let everyone know about it, why don't you?
They're looking good.
6-2, mercy.
This is a massacre, Alan. We're talking about the subliners who were great in every mode.
They're looking
right?
good.
At least 50
2-0
when it came to
Minnesota.
respawn.
Uh-oh.
Search and Destroy, they were basically unbeatable. But right now, Minnesota had the
control, but we are loading back in.
Let's go, map 3, map 3.
Starting off on the offense with just a re-hit that has been their most successful side, not just in Karachi.
Does Minnesota end it?
Whereas for Minnesota, their defense has been particularly
Or they
great
did
on
go
this
map
mode
4?
combination specifically. So we'll see if the breakoffs look any different for New York. Not really. Everything going back over towards A once again.
Yeah, I think if you're Minnesota, though, you're going to change your breakoff off a little bit and not allow them to get full chicken coop control.
Huge.
So you have multiple players on that side of the map, and they still are applying pressure in towards the middle. But Hydra cuts down to first segment about to be complete. And oh no, man, Hydra, you can never count this guy out. He's the best player that we had last year. He's trying to turn it around here. Already a 3-0 start.
Slapped him right in the mouth. Now has the MCW to also work with from this top AC position. Vivid wanted to give it a go. Got a lot of Hydra, but not enough of it. Second tick of progress looking good for the confirm unless Linz decides he wants to jump out of hotel and make a play for it. But he's been scouted, and looks like for the most part, ROKKR are going to just completely chalk this and just set up their defense for B.
And this is where it scares me. This is where it scares me because you don't apply any pressure over towards A. They know that you guys are playing a strong setup around this B point. And now if you don't find these kills, this game can get out of hand instantly. You do have Awakening in a position, blocking those close spawns so they can't spawn close red, and instantly apply the pressure over towards Cafe, but it's still the bulldog to the back end. He does get cut down by accuracy, so now it's 2 minutes that Minnesota have to hold on to this B point.
Big elimination though for accuracy to make sure that New York don't just completely flood this zone. On the same front, Awakening also playing topside single window over towards red. So there are members for ROKKR that can set up this defense, even though not everyone is here as of yet. New York, no chance to jump on the zone, and the follow-up kill from Linz and Awakening together. Now all of a sudden ROKKR can dominate the map as they've won every single individual gunfight.
Subliners just try to ISO Awakening over towards Junkyard. He reads the first player on his flank and then turns on the second player to hold down this position. Such a crucial play coming out of the AR player. On the side of Minnesota, already 30 seconds knocked off of the game clock. You're forcing all of the subliners to overextend.
Yep.
We got to push through middle. We got to push through Fountain and potentially try to go for deep flanks as well. And Minnesota, with their setup right now, they're fully invested on where they're coming from.
Great help coming around the back as Vivid up top towards balcony. Almost got
About won that.
New York find themselves favorably in the kill feed. Linz follows up, now confirming that the spawns will stay safe in New York, who tried to make this whole overextension happen, have to all of a sudden hit this third junk just because the clock is starting to tick away.
Yeah, it just didn't work. It didn't work. It took too much time, and if you don't find those kills, it's going to come back to bite you. So they try to come off spawn and hit something different, but now you have to go into the junkyard ARs who are holding down this position. Accuracy on 3. Awakening on 4. Finally, they take down accuracy, but there's still only 45 seconds left on the clock. They're not getting those close spawns because still Awakening in that position.
Linz trying to take care of Kismet, surprises him just over towards bus stop. And now can go once again back forward, try to zone them out a little bit further as New York are trying to look for kills. Can't find anybody. ROKKR's just ratting up in and around hotel, and New York have no opportunity to break through this defensive setup nor even see the zone.
And now there's only 20 seconds left. This is going to be their final hoorah to try to get in towards the cafe. Trades going down and towards the middle of the map, but it's still Minnesota playing those corners, making it so much more difficult for New York to just sprint on forward and get onto the point. Only 7 seconds left. They find 2. Linz trying to find the second. He cannot. But it should be just enough for Minnesota to take round 1.
Unreal start for Awakening again.
That's huge.
6-1 in round number 1. It just feels so right all of a sudden to see ROKKR actually fulfilling full setups. Good duality between the back line and the front line, and everyone's getting involved. This Minnesota team looks revitalized in every form of the word.
And Namus has got to be geeking right
I'm
now.
saying.
You know Big Wig is his favorite player. Big Wig had a conversation. We said, I'm going off this weekend, and he is not letting Wheeler down. Minnesota take round 1, but on some crucial plays from Awakening over towards the junk side to keep those spawns closer for his team. Now they go to the attacking side where it usually doesn't treat them well, but they can sneak out a couple if they need to.
Yeah, it's not just the battle of can New York's attack continue to find success, or will Minnesota ROKKR's defense be the one to kind of set the pace, but also on the opposite side, neither team particularly great statistically on both of these sides. We find ourselves in round number 2. First couple of kills traded out. New York's defense looking solid, and they already got Kismet forward.
Hey, they find all the kills at the right time. Now you just have to take care of accuracy. Now you get the info. That's a clean 4 dead. Minnesota now have to work out of their spawn, and Kismet already in a position towards junkyard, forcing them to always hit towards 3-story or the chicken coop side. Do they decide to wrap back and take care of him? I don't know if they're going to have an opportunity. So finally, accuracy finds that kill, but nothing to show for it. Not a single segment complete yet for ROKKR.
And Sib's on the chase. Accuracy not entertained by the idea of that 1v1, so you'll just run through the map to open up something else somewhere else, and 3 straight kills come through for ROKKR. Klopp will stop at 39 seconds as Minnesota jump on into the A zone. First hit being worked on. New York setting up the rebreak.
There they go, and it's going to start off with Kismet. Finds that first kill. Big one onto Vivid. He was watching down all of this left B Street side. That first segment comes in. Skies finds another. Kismet finds a second. Your sole focus is accuracy and Lynn. You take care of the final two. All of Minnesota coming off spawn again. Only one segment to their name.
Yep.
The subliners are making it happen on this defense.
Clearance from Vivid through mid-map, but this is going to feel very desperate for Minnesota. Accuracy, last one left alive over towards the top at Rubble. Kismet doing what he can to make life difficult on rotation from the respawners, and he's now on 5 in a row looking for the cruise. Could potentially reach this threat into Vivid. Oh, perfect pre-fire. Cruise missile now earned, and with 23 seconds on the clock in a 10v21, New York dominate the defense as Minnesota take one last crack over towards B.
Yeah, Minnesota did get a close one over towards red, but the whole gunfight's going in favor of the subliners. Only 14 seconds left. Now you spawn all the way behind P3, and they only complete 2 segments with Hydra potentially under cruise missile. No, he gets shut down. Kismet now has one. But this is the perfect response if you are the subliners to match the defensive side. You also have the segment count up by 1 going into this next attacking round, and now Kismet earned himself a cruise missile.
Huge response for New York. The extra cruises, I'm going to imagine, be very pivotal in what feels like this could be a control to see all 5 rounds based on what we saw in our first 2. Hard
That
to
was
say for
insane.
sure, but the big news is all of a sudden New York really finding themselves alive, and I think more importantly, there was never a moment in that last round where they weren't dominating in every part of the map.
Yeah, they just couldn't get out. If you're Minnesota, you go 4 dead. That's the worst thing you can do in control because everyone comes off spawn in the same position. If you're not checking your left to right, checking those street corners. You're gonna walk right into the creams of the subliners. Lens have to slow down to
Nades?
this game.
Oh, they have
The
trophy.
last time he played against the subliners, even though they got 3-0 to control, he had a 2.1 KD. So 6 and 14, it's not cutting it. You gotta step up, bro.
It's been weird to see ROKKR find all of their opening success by their ARs.
Yeah.
It just has not been the story at any point this year. Battle over A. Half the first tick already been completed. Lynn's working on trying to get it fully depleted potentially. He is right around the outside of the zone. Skies gives up his top position to try to get in, and that will be where he's punished. Lynn's down, all of a sudden looking for the building, but it's Sib who beats him to the punch literally, and with that first tick of progress, we'll get locked.
The first tick is gonna be completed. See the subliners, they're thinking a step ahead. You already have Kismet in a position, playing for a couple spawn traps, but they're gonna eventually work their way around back cafe. No, they're gonna wrap back and make sure this 8 point is going to be theirs. You don't know where the rest of Minnesota are. Guarantee that Awakening's probably over towards the junk side, but where are these SMGs?
And ROKKR just sitting, hey, you guys don't want to jump on the zone with numbers. Okay, fine. We'll wait for the gunfights to happen first before we contest this, if at all. Second tick of progress being worked on by Sib, and that will be locked. And with the elimination on the Awakening, looks like once again ROKKR will chalk this up and just play defense at B.
Yeah, honestly, if they're going to make that decision, you just got to do the same exact setup as you had last time around. Have someone pushed out towards junk, and unfortunately, they both just fall. So now if you are the subliners, all the kills going in your favor. Minnesota ROKKR are now forced to consistently jump over the backside of this dumpster. That's another 3 dead. Subliners might be able to wrap this one up here.
Here we go. Sib on the zone already, working on the first tick. Helped by the form of Skies, who now they double up, trying to get a lot of success done. The kills continue to happen here for the subliners. Everyone's starting to put together streaks. Every single life, it feels like Hydra on 5, making sure ROKKR can't get on spawn. It's a beat down in the back line. Second tick locked, third on the way, and ROKKR are sitting here in spawn saying, you guys gonna have this round by the look of it. Hopefully there's no other issue.
Back to the defensive setup for ROKKR. And if you are the subliners, let's just get A out of the way. If you get it clean, 4 dead, you're going to force Minnesota to play a perfect setup around B. With 2 minutes and 20 seconds, all you need is 1 push to get it done. But early on into this round, Kismet tries to do the same thing he did last time around. Sneak his way over towards the bridge. He gets cut down, and already Minnesota contesting mid-map.
Didn't need the nades this time, just got it done with the rifle. Skies up top also has been seen by Awakening, so he's got no attempt to make a full play. And Lynn's is,
hell is he here?
I'm saying, it's popped up out of nowhere. He's just getting the intel from his teammates and then absolutely destroying the subliners from behind. He's also gonna be manipulating spawns, and now you look over to Awakening. He should be aware that, oh, I'm in trouble. I gotta back up and make sure that this next hit for the subliners is tested.
Yeah, he makes the perfect read.
Wow.
And right now, the subliners don't know what's going on. That's already 3 dead in the feed. Last player out of base is going to be Hydra. He finds one, but now they're going to get those close chicken coop spawns. They have to get out. They have to try to complete any segments over towards A. There's only 35 seconds left, and there's nothing to show for it.
You called this one, Jay. Lynn's off the reset. It's just all over the place. But, oh, big gunfight win from Kismet with the SMG down low. Awakening still playing over towards junk side, is trying to contest these subliners players, but they largely get out of the spawn trap. First tick of progress being worked on. The problem here is the life count and the time for New York.
And Minnesota, they have the opportunity. Actually, starting off with the first kill, you still have big wave Awake absolutely gunning in towards the junkyard. That's already 3 dead. The first segment isn't even complete. All of the subliners coming off spawn. Here goes Lins, the young rookie. He at least finds one, but there's only 10 seconds left, and New York have yet to leave the base.
Have absolutely no success outside of just stepping on towards the zone. Chance for the second tick to get locked in. Couple of good kills. Starts to reduce the life count. So opportunities starting to brew just a touch. But Linz falling off the top of the balconies towards apartments does take away one. Vivid following up to confirm his trade. Wants to test the zone, but gets pushed aside. And it's only a 5-life lead here. As New York's going to get 66 seconds is what I was going to say. But now all of a sudden accuracy takes him off the zone. And the
They're on B, though.
New York is to stop the clock at B.
At least the good thing for the subliners is they're getting the close ones over towards red. So you're instantly there to assist Skies in towards this point. But what kind of routes did Minnesota decide to hit? Awakening through the back end finds one. Look at where accuracy is on the minimap. That 8-point actually does get complete as well. So it's 11-7 in lives remaining. First segment already done at B. Minnesota got to get a move on.
Zib wants the gunfight. 10 plays up against 5. Every life an important one here for New York. Second tick, all of a sudden starting to come through, but Awakening just stays tucked behind cover, enough to at least confirm another elimination. 7 plays, 4. 52 seconds on the clock. Skies trying to get some damage done himself. Help from Hydra now here. 2v2 over the top of the B zone. Trophy system gets placed. More kills come through for Skies. He's on 4 in a row. Vivid would have to pop over Dumpster. Can they fully bring this back? Pistols out.
Oh
Skies
my
for
God.
5. Last tick of progress being worked on. We got a 2v2 over the Dumpster. Go ROKKR. Can they find a way to break?
Oh my gosh, dude.
New York steal away at offense.
That is an absolute collapse right there for Minnesota. You were up by 6 lives. There was no more respawns on the side of the subliners. All you have to do is trade efficiently. But Caesar Sky is bueno. Invested in this game in towards the cafe.
That was crazy.
Renetti was working wonders around those windows. And it leads to the subliners walking away with the attack. So now they are up 2-1 on the defensive side where they have struggled. But Minnesota are a lot worse on their attack. So New York on full advantage to walk away and force this game.
One more round.
That felt like a champion moment from New York early here on land. Icing up, finding a way to bring back a 7-life deficit with not a lot of time on the clock. Can they reset this series a touch and take us to a Skid Row hard point for map 4? ROKKR on the zone for now. Awakening a couple of pot shots over to Skies, who's still looking for that 6th kill for a cruise.
Scott's just taking his time. He knows how crucial that cruise missile can be, but Kismet unfortunately gets burned right there from Vivid. So already the first segment in at the same point. Second segment on its way towards their side. With a minute 20, subliners are looking like they're just going to give this one up. Force Minnesota ROKKR, who have yet to drop any lives on this round, to try to complete this attacking success.
Sky's still trying to find this 6th kill for the cruise missile. And he's going to use Kismet as a bit of bait. Gunfight doesn't come through. I was about to say, hold on a second. I think Skies trusted that Kismet was going to clean that one up a little bit easier than he did. And on now the rotation with the A zone captured, ROKKR have Vivid flirting around the B zone, looking for a chance to transfer over towards B.
And Minnesota already found themselves up by 7 lives. I thought it was going to be a dominant all-attacking round, at least a clutch-up round from the subliners. But Minnesota, they're mimicking the same exact thing. Already one person on the point. Vivid, he does get cut down. At least subliners find all the right kills with a 3 dead in the feed. And if you are Minnesota ROKKR, you still have those close ones. You're here to reinforce.
Take your time, play out the lives. New York on the way, trying to recover over.
Oh my God, he's shooting his teammate.
Well, but he's snapping on everybody.
He's shooting his teammate, bro. That's 3 dead.
Drops 3 down. Now a chance to start.
That's all 4.
Accuracy, also finding kills through mid-map. You should be able to get at least 1.
The timing on that.
For a quick stack.
Yeah, just get the stack in. First segment already going to be complete. 1 player does drop in, so there's only 2 players left in the point. You have Awakening watching that pinch. He does get cut down, so now it's all on collapse from the subliners. They find all the right kills at the right time. And Hydra continues it right through the ticket booth. 18 to 15.
They spawn close though, because you're not blocking.
Minnesota only need 1 segment.
Watching CDL, you learn so much, because like
firmly planted inside a hotel.
I didn't really know
looking for more and gets caught getting a little bit too aggressive.
blocking the scrapyard would be the move to be.
Out of red. Skies Nice, good stun help comes out, makes that gunfight much easier, and he'll double up from top AC. Lin's down low, next one in his line. Couldn't quite get the reload off, and Linz has stayed alive here at Bus. Sky's now all of a sudden in a bit of a weirder position as Linz gets a second. Finally, the trade comes through. We got a 10v10.
The good thing is, at least Sib finds 2 as well, so it's still 3 dead. Last player you got to focus on is Vivid. Everyone else is coming on spawn. 10-9 in lives remaining. Minnesota still in the advantage.
What a move from Vivid.
With the attack usage, solos out Kismet. Now they get on the point. They're about to be able to complete it. That's already 3 dead. You gotta go.
Sib's the one who has the challenge. He finds the first, but then gets traded out by Linz. Third tick likely get confirmed, and we'll have a round 5 affair as Linz holds off.
Round 5. Does Minnesota close it out and go win the series 3-0? Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we go to another reset because round 5 is definitely comes down to the segment column.
Sure.
Subliners walked away with 3 in their first attack. Minnesota walked away with 2. So in my mind, it's definitely Subliners who are
yeah.
Minnesota have to win another attacking round.
Yeah. I mean, I'm no mathematics scientist, so we'll see. The players usually know better than we do, and no insinuations towards, okay, there we go. The timeout comes through. So I think the math is firmly correct, and I think League Ops will definitely make the players aware of it. So this is just a reset to make sure the sides are correct. Will you be looking again at things like trophies?
Another reset. Let's go.
Again from a fresh start.
Yeah, I think if you are the subliners,
Well, this one's for a good cause.
At least a little bit in that search and destroy on a map like Karachi, those nades played dividends. So the way that Minnesota like to play, it's not an aggressive push right off the rip over towards B. They try to get A done and dusted so they can extend that time and then just find themselves in a position to get 1 set of kills to close out that KFA side. But it should be the subliners on the defense where they actually prefer the attacking side. So complete opposites for both teams.
100%, and I love it. Just flat out, it's not our best versus our best. It's, you know, can you get the job done on your vulnerable side of the map? Man, I'll tell you, as you look towards kind of the statistics that we had through those 2 rounds, accuracy at 18 and 12 through 2 rounds, and now all of a sudden, again, we continue going back to what these ARs have done for ROKKR. It's just such a breath of fresh air considering what we had in the past, and okay, maybe the math was incorrect, or here we go. Looks like ROKKR will be starting on the defense, so ignore what we said, and we're going to have New York off the timeout, jumping freshly on in towards A.
All right, they're both on their better side, so if you are Minnesota, this is your opportunity to walk away with a 3-0. We're going to contest this 8 point down to teeth as much as we possibly can. Grades going back and forth through the middle of the map, but still that first segment.
Score is 2-2, not 1-1. So you guys see the score over here?
If it jumps forward, trying to find players on the zone, and instead catches Sip nearly over the top of Rubble. Kills come through from New York. Hydra creating a bit of a buffer zone over towards the apartment side, which Awakening will have to be very weary of as he tries to set himself up topside red.
Yeah, he's just working his way up through red. They don't want to give up this time as much as they can because subliners are gaining the time over towards the 8 point, and they're finding the kill. So Lynn's the only player over towards the cafe. A pinch does come in, so now the subliners are in full control of this map. 2 players over towards B, 1 player onto A, but the player on A drops. So now if you are Minnesota, everyone's got to focus towards the B point.
And for the subliners off spawn, they will get a player quickly over to finish the progress earned over towards A. So an extra 60 added. 2 minutes and 2 seconds on the clock. 5 life advantage for New York, but they don't get the clean transition over towards B. They have to do it the hard way again.
Yeah, I think if you are Minnesota, just go back to what was been working. Push out junk, force them to overextend every single time. Make it a lot more difficult for subliners to even get close towards the cafe. See players trying to maneuver their way around. They solo out him, but they have yet to find that kill. He sent in Hydra, but Awakening was there for the team assistance, and then Hydra does get nothing. And now all of subliners back in the back
3
of the
dead.
spawn. 130 still on the clock.
Remember that moment right there, friends. That was a huge surviving play from ROKKR. What looked to be guaranteed kills from New York. Vivid still existing on the flank, but the rest of the subliners off spawn have found their way quickly through Hotel and now over in towards B as Kismet starts working on the first progress.
Yeah, Vivid's just going to work his way to try to find a kill, and he might have put himself in a perfect angle to take down a player on the point. Unfortunately, the beat down slide is not going to work on Sib. There's still a lot of time getting wind off of that clock. Eventually, subliners get into.
I gotta go Skies, man.
They are here to contest this. Accuracy is not missing. Living up to the name. 20 and 16.
There we
Great
go.
performance so
It's all
far
for
on
now.
the GPGD guy. That guy knows what's going on. Only a minute left. Minnesota down by 5 lives.
And that also takes New York out of the top AC position. ROKKR now holds some control, trying to get their defense reset up over towards B. That first tick has not been finished yet. But keep your eye on the lives. 13 flying up against that. Huge double. Can't quite turn it into a third, but Awakening sitting right behind him, has no problem cleaning things up. New York pushed aside again. We got an 8v10.
And you saw accuracy go through the room, through the middle.
What
of
are
the
you
map.
doing,
He pitches
Awakening?
the last couple of players over towards the junkyard.
7v9.
And all of subliners are not spawning where they want to. They have forced to overextend. There's only 30 seconds left on the game clock. Minnesota are finding all the right kills.
This might be a 3-0.
Gonna walk away with this 3-0 right now.
7v6, not a lot of time on the clock. Kismet does get one on the backside of B.
It's up to Kismet. It's up to Kismet. It's up to Kismet.
New York are not here to help him at all. ROKKR still holding on to junkyard control. They've been able to find 2 through the middle of the map. Kismet working on the
Nice game. That's 3-0.
pushed away. Just down to Civ and Skies. Can they find a way to get things going? Civ for the double. It's a 1v4 though. And Skies, he's so far away trying to get his run on, but no.
That's a 3-0 Minnesota. That's crazy.
Subliners, and ROKKR has made a mess of the upper bracket with the 3-0 sweep.
Man, oh man, Minnesota ROKKR came in with the perfect game plan. We're talking about an invasion. You already
That's
put the team on
crazy.
the opening.
Their post-game interview.
Thank you so much, Shift and Study.
Thank you guys.
There you go. Boston, give it up for the Minnesota ROKKR as they take their first win on taking down the world champions, Lamar Iceman. Talk to me about this series, and I want to hop into this map number 1 because you guys had a great start, but the reset came through, and we know how it is with resets in this game. And also with you having such a great stat in map 1s against teams, how was it to be able to come back and beat them again twice there?
I mean, we were just saying, yo, just keep going hard, do the same thing again, but I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I was absolutely lagging out on the replay because I've never won a replay in my whole career. So I'm glad the boys were going hard.
They came through.
Frying and getting me that first replay win. I've never won in 10 years on a replay.
And it came down to about 12 seconds, too, as well, at the end. So you guys locked that one in, but then the control, it looked like New York was starting to fight back a little bit. How did y'all shut them down there and really make this a solid 3-0?
Just kind of figuring out their game plan and making adjustments going forward because they were playing it, a little different than maybe teams that we were playing before. So kind of figuring out what their GP is and, doing the things to counter it.
Okay, nice. And lastly, I want to talk to you about Lens, okay? Because he was frying on the S&D.
Yes, sir.
How is it teaming with him and playing with him on the main stage
Bro,
now?
that guy's an absolute demon. He's going to make his name known this season, so watch out for that boy.
All right, watch out for Lens and the Minnesota ROKKR. Give it up for him one more time, Boston. Chris, take us away.
Thank you so much.